You know that specific moment of panic in a conference room?
Oh, yeah.
You have like 3 minutes until the meeting starts and you're just staring at a coffee table.
Covered in 4 different plastic remotes.
Exactly. And you're trying to figure out which one lowers the screen and which one actually turns on the projector.
Right. It's the classic avalanche of technology. I mean, we keep adding gear to make our lives better,
Yeah.
but we usually just end up increasing the friction.
Decreasing the friction, yeah. And that is exactly what we are looking at today for this deep dive. We are exploring the Kramer RC-43SL.
It's a fascinating little device.
It really is. It's this 6-button touch keypad that fits in a standard US single-gang wall box. But it claims to replace that entire chaotic table of remotes.
It's deceptively small. Looking over the specs we pulled from Kramer and HDTV Supply, you realize this isn't just a switch. It's basically a translator for an entire multimedia ecosystem.
A translator, right? Because the back of this unit is just a dense alphabet soup of connectivity.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got RS-232 and IR and relays and KNet. It is a lot for a single gang box. But the standout for me here is definitely the RS-232 integration.
It is. And the most critical distinction there is that these are 2 bidirectional ports. That bidirectional part is key.
Because it's not just shouting commands into the void.
Like a cheap remote. Yeah. Unlike a standard IR remote that just blasts a signal and hopes the TV caught it, RS-232 lets this keypad have an actual conversation.
Right. It can ask the projector, are you actually on?
Exactly. And wait for a confirmation before sending the next command. So it creates a verified sequence rather than a guessing game.
Which is crucial for reliability. But they haven't completely abandoned the legacy stuff either?
No, they haven't.
Because I see 2 IR emitter ports and an IR sensor here, so it still plays nice with the older gear you might have lying around.
Right, because the world is still full of dumb devices, you know, DVD players or older displays. They only speak infrared. So the RC-43SL can actually learn commands from your existing remotes. It creates a digital clone of that plastic clicker. When you press the wall button, the keypad handles the blasting for you.
That makes perfect sense. The feature that really bridges the gap for me, though, is the relay section.
Oh, the relays are great.
Yeah, there are 3 contact closure relays. This feels like where the software actually meets the physical world.
That is the magic of automation right there. A relay is really just a switch that completes a circuit. This allows the keypad to physically control high or low voltage motors.
Like lowering the projector screen.
Lowering the screen or closing the blackout shades or even dimming the lights.
So a single button press is sending verified serial code to the projector, plus infrared blasts to the soundbar.
And physically closing a circuit to move the drapes, all simultaneously.
That's incredible.
And that brings us to the scalability of it all. You'll notice an Ethernet port, which lets it talk to the LAN for remote management. That's through Kramer's site CTRL software. But right next to it is a port labeled KNet.
Which I found interesting. Is KNet just Kramer's proprietary version of Ethernet or something?
Not exactly. Think of it more as a power and control highway for the room itself.
Okay.
KNet lets you daisy chain this keypad to a master controller or to auxiliary keypads. The big win here is the single link connection feature. It carries both data and power.
Oh, so you don't need to stuff a massive power brick behind the drywall.
Or run separate power lines to every single keypad.
Right. That keeps the installation super clean. The wiring stays logical. Which I guess brings us to the interface itself.
Yeah, the part you actually touch.
Exactly. Because you can have the smartest wiring in the world behind the wall, but if the user interface is confusing, no one is going to use it.
True. So the RC-43SL uses 6 touch-sensitive buttons. There are no moving parts, which is great for longevity, especially in high-traffic rooms.
Right.
But the real value is the custom labeling. You aren't stuck with generic text, like on or off.
You can actually pop the caps off and label them something useful, like presentation mode or video call.
And that label triggers a macro. That's a complex chain of all those RS-232 and IR and relay commands we just talked about, all programmed via the kconfig software.
It really is impressive how much complexity it manages to hide from the user. And looking at the price point on HDTV Supply, it's around $352 discounted. That seems like a massive efficiency hack.
Oh, it is. You are replacing hundreds of dollars of lost remotes and constant IT support tickets with just one static panel.
A static panel that just works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's scalable, too. It works as a standalone brain for a single classroom, or it can be a node in a massive building-wide system.
It completely changes how you look at something as simple as a light switch.
It really does.
Next time you walk into a room and everything just works with one single tap, I want you to appreciate the chaotic conversation happening inside the walls. You've got relays firing and IR blasting and serial ports chatting just to make that moment peaceful for you.
It's the invisible wiring that makes modern life possible.
And it makes you wonder about the sheer amount of human logic and programming hours required to make an action feel instantaneous. Every effortless tap you make is built on thousands of lines of code someone else had to sweat over.
A great point to leave off on.
Thanks for diving into this with us. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.